Hey guys, this is Jacques from MakuluLinux and welcome to another video. So I've been getting a lot of mails and okay, I know I've been speaking mainly about Core and I kind of showed off a little bit of Flash the other day, but I'd like to just put Core and Flash aside. I'll revisit Core and I'll revisit Flash in the upcoming videos. I'm kind of just waiting to see what happens with XFCE. I've seen some nice stuff come from the 4.16. I've also seen some troubling stuff. So until they actually bring out the next either pre-build or the final build of XFCE 4.16 framework, there's really not much I can do except sit and wait. So I've polished those builds. I'm developing on Flash as well. I'm polishing Core a lot. I'm working on Flash, but today's video is mostly about LinDoz. Now, I've been getting a lot of emails, people asking me, what's going on with LinDoz? Can't find any links. Is Makulu killing LinDoz? Is LinDoz still being worked on? Blah blah blah. All the usual stuff. In fact, I think just yesterday somebody commented on one of the videos saying they can't download LinDoz. So firstly, before I get into LinDoz, the first thing I want to say is we upgraded our base from 1804 to 2004, meaning we upgraded to the new Ubuntu's base kind of, or our base. We run a hybrid base. We've upgraded our base to be compatible with the new 2004 repos, as well as upgraded to Python 3 and everything else that came with it. Major changes, major changes to the base. Therefore, all these releases going out will obviously be the new base going forward, which is the reason we removed all the old links. The links to LinDoz, Flash, and Core, the old links we've taken down because we're going to start phasing out support for those builds and focusing on moving forward. Python 3 update is a massive thing. The new GTK updates are huge. Everything's changed a lot over the course of this last, 2019 to 2020. And we have to adapt as well. This is why you can't find links. You're just going to have to be patient and wait until we finish our builds and put them out. So you can download again and we can it's almost like we're starting fresh in a way. Anyway, with that being said, yes, the new LinDoz is being worked on. As you can see, you're looking at it right now. I am working on it. I'm working on Core, Shift, Flash, and LinDoz so simultaneously all the time. So yeah, if we take a look at the LinDoz quickly, it's very much similar to the old LinDoz. I always try and keep everything as similar as possible. I add new things, but I always try and keep a sort of a standard look. So if I open up File Manager, you're going to see the same sort of Windows 7-ish kind of theme. You will notice that the folders are green now and they're not the standard icons. You see there? They're all green. That's more of I think what was this theme called? I think this was called something else. It was also sort of part of the, I think it was one of those community themes that it wasn't an official, like an official Windows theme. It was more like a theme, a fan theme or whatever. But I do remember it being quite popular with being downloaded. Anyway, so a couple of things that are changing. The menu is still the standard. You're still going to use the same menu with the categories on the left and the nice grid icons on the right, so that stays the same. If you've used LinDoz before, this is the standard menu that we've been using for LinDoz, and it will stay the same. It has lots of options. If you go to configure here, you're going to see you've got quite a lot of nice options to configure. It's the Cinnamon menu. It's perfect. It's nice. It works. It gets updated with Cinnamon as well, so that's great. So it's a nice menu. Nice, rounded, plain. It's not plain. I mean, it's simple, but it's it's nice. It's effective, and it has options. So it even has a uninstall right from the menu, which is really nice as well. So you've got a couple of nice features here. It's a nice menu, so we're going to stick with it. A couple of things that have changed though is that instead of in the past with the previous LinDoz builds where we had like a million themes and a million theme options, you had virtually every theme that Windows ever came out with. We kind of strayed from that because LinDoz is now finding its feet It's not a Windows clone. This is what we're moving away from. There's too many distros out there that are competing to be Windows clones. That's not what we're about. LinDoz is the distro that bridges the gap between moving from Windows to Linux for users. People that are coming from Windows to Linux, they want to try Linux, but they want a distro where they can feel comfortable doing it. That's LinDoz. LinDoz is not Windows. It is Linux. It has some theming similar to Windows, sort of just enough to make you comfortable, but not Windows. You know, the theme borders look kind of like Windows 7, I guess. And if you open up File Manager, this does kind of have a Windows look to it. But these folders are green. They're not the same color as the Windows icons. Same as these, semi-transparent green. The Windows icons are not. But they do have the sort of a Windows look. But if you open up the menu here, you're going to see a lot of these icons are not Windows icons. You know, they come from, some come from the Suru icon pack, some come from the GNOME icon pack. It's a mix, it's all a mix. So previously we even in the old LinDoz build, we actually had used actual Windows icons. So we themed a lot like Windows, but we've changed that. So as you can see, a lot of these icons are not Windows. Some might be, yes, especially the folders and so forth. They have a very Windowsy look to them. But all the apps, the icons, the categories, all of this, we've moved away from that. So LinDoz is now kind of getting its own unique look, its own unique theming. So you've got basically, because this is like a combo, we have a little bit of a touch of Windows in there to make it feel like Windows, but we also have a lot of theming that's not Windows-like, the same with the icons. So it almost has a little bit of Windows feel, but then a lot of the icons are not at the same time. So it's all being mixed and blended with a lot of different icon packs to give it this unique look. You know, you got to find compatible icon packs that you can use and then merge and so forth. Anyway, so because of that, we're moving away from the whole Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10 theming kind of thing, and now we're moving to a classic or modern look. So you've got two main themes basically. If you open up the theme manager, you'll see a classic look and you'll see a modern look. So we're currently using the modern look. This is what the modern look is. Okay, so this is nice, very nice. It has a almost kind of Windows 7 / something else look to it. I think it probably would most people would probably classify this as a very Windows 7-y kind of look. But it's nice. It's not an exact clone. It's comfortable. If somebody came from Windows to Linux, they will be very comfortable with this look. It won't look like Windows 7, but it won't look like Linux. It will just be comfortable. If we choose classic, let's go with a classic theme. So we select classic. It does take a few seconds to change. Now it's got the old kind of classic look. Again, we've do have some kind of Windows kind of look and feel to it with some of the folders and some of the system icons. So it does have that Windows, almost like an old Windows classic look and feel. But if you open up again, you'll see that all these icons do not. A lot of these icons are not Windowsy at all, because it's not Windows, it's Linux. Okay, so once again, we do blend it. We do blend the icons. We do blend the theme. So we do keep some elements to make a Windows user feel comfortable, but at the same time, we also want the Linux guys to feel comfortable. You know, you got to bridge the gap between both worlds. So it's not a Windows clone. Again, it has a very similar to Windows feel, but guys coming from Linux, a lot of these icons, you've seen them many times. You know, so you'll be comfortable with a lot of these icons and the look and the feel. And so, like I said, we have now only two themes at the moment, because we're kind of building our own theme packs, okay? And we're merging different themes to get a specific look, mostly. I'm not an icon designer and I'm not a themer, although I dabble in it, and if there's bugs, I usually fix them myself. But For LinDoz, mainly I've been fusing, using Fusion. I've been merging certain themes and theme packs and stuff to create a unique look. Okay, and that's what we ended up here with. So as you can see, you've got this nice classic look that will make people coming from a very older Windows, I guess, very comfortable in LinDoz. And then you've got this modern look, okay, which will make any kind of current Windows user probably feel very comfortable in LinDoz. So again, if you're coming from Windows, this will be very comfortable. You've got the classic look and you've got the modern look. That's it. Okay, so again, we've trimmed down on the themes. If you right click the desktop and choose themes, we've trimmed down. There are only 2 official themes at the moment. I may expand on this, but I don't think short term anyway. We'll see in the next few months when I actually get real into LinDoz development what happens. But at the moment we've got the classic, LinDoz Classic, and LinDoz Modern theme. That's it. Those 2 looks. Okay. So the user can choose either or, and it's easy to change. Just right click themes and choose classic or modern. I think this is much better. It's more precise, more to the point. We've trimmed down on the themes, but at the same time we've given more. I don't know if you've noticed while I'm browsing around, if you look at all the buttons, everything highlights nice. You know, the buttons highlight, everything is on cue. You know, there's no breaking of the theme. Even like selecting little check boxes show up. All these buttons are nice. You see, they don't highlight yet, but the moment I actually click on something, now it highlights and you can click back and forward. So I've spent a lot of time making sure that every little button, every little corner, everything that can be highlighted is nicely tweaked and fits and is not off center. Everything's just perfect in such a way. So this is because I'm specifically building only 2 themes, I can spend more time on them, which obviously makes sense. And secondly, because I'm building 2 themes, I am spending a lot of time to make sure that those themes are working as I envision them and not to a pre-designed look. Because if I was using Windows 7, then everybody would expect the button to sit a certain way because that's how it is in Windows 7. You understand? The same with Windows 10. But because I'm going with LinDoz Modern and LinDoz Classic, that theory goes out the window. I can now make a button sit the way I want it to sit in LinDoz going forward. And users will obviously get used to that's the way it is in LinDoz. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, so that being said, so we got 2, basically. I know I'm spending a lot of time talking about themes, but you know, people love themes, so I do need to just stress this. Okay, so it's going to be a LinDoz Modern and a LinDoz Classic theme. Just enough Windows in here to make Windows users comfortable, but also just enough Linux in here to make Linux users comfortable. We are not cloning Windows. It might look very Windowsy, but we are not cloning Windows. That's why it's called LinDoz and not Windows. Okay. Okay, so some of the other changes, if you look at the bottom bar, it looks very similar to the old one. You do have this little corner extension here, this little applet, and this lets you change workspaces quickly. You can just roll your mouse wheel over here. So if you just hover the mouse over and you roll the wheel, you can quickly change workspaces, which I thought was really nice. So there, workspace 1, we switch to workspace 3. Let's open something there. Switch to 2, 1, 3, just rolling my mouse wheel. And of course, clicking an item in the bottom panel will instantly take you to that workspace. So that's nice as well. Quick access to workspaces. So yeah, quick access to workspaces, very easy. Out of the, you don't even have to alt tab, nothing. Just move your mouse and roll your wheel. That's it. So easy. So easy. Very, very nice. We also got some accessibility options right here on the panel, so you don't need to go far. If you want to zoom, high contrast, large text, screen reader, screen keyboard, blah blah blah, you can just get the universal access straight from your panel, including you can go to the settings as well. So that's really nice too. Another standout feature, which I'm sure you've noticed this whole time while I'm speaking, is the desktop clock. Now this is the same clock that I'm working on in Core, and I've ported it to Flash, I'm porting it to Shift, and I'm porting it to LinDoz. So this is going to be the standard clock for MakuluLinux right across all the desktop all of our desktop environments. Okay, and it's a nice clock. If I right click here, desktop clock, you can see it's a nice clock. It's really a nice clock. I spent so much time making this that I think it should be everywhere. And it's the same clock, you know, analog, digital, black, white, 12, 24-hour. Move it left, move it right, hourly, daily, set the quotes hourly, daily. Refresh the clock, which will also refresh the quotes. Just give it a second for the Conky to load. There we go. And, you know, set your weather if you want to. Set the weather options, additional options, add, remove certain parts of the, so you can put quotations off if you want. And then you can put quotations on again if you want. So you can add, remove things and refresh them as you want. Desktop icons, obviously, you can switch this on and off. Home, as you can see there with the home folder off. Now home is gone. Home is on again. So you can turn off the desktop icons if you want to move the clock to the left. Or you can just go to customize and turn off auto arrange, and then move your icons over to the right and move the clock to the left if you want to keep your desktop icons. Of course, we are running on the new Cinnamon. I think it's, let's go to system information. Where's system information? System information. There, system info. We're running on Cinnamon 4.6.7, so the desktop environment Cinnamon 4.6.7, which I think is the latest, so that's nice. And Nemo, I think, is 4.6.5, which is also the latest. Yeah, so it is up to date with the latest Cinnamon builds, which means if you right click and choose desktop display settings right on the desktop, because this is probably the highlight of Cinnamon that most people are raving about at the moment, is that all of these new options for desktop, for display settings in your layout and so forth. So this is supported in the new LinDoz, which is nice because you've got fractional scaling, rotation, resolution, blah blah blah, mirror displays. You know, you've got a lot of settings here, like a lot of nice settings here in the display manager. This display manager is included. So people that are thinking about, oh, you know, I wish LinDoz, we've done it. We've done it. All the rest of the stuff is pretty much the same. Desktop background so far, it's the same as before. You can choose, select wallpaper, then choose your wallpaper. You know, we use wallpaper manager for all of our distros. So yeah, that will stay. That's a standard. That's a Makulu standard right throughout. The desktop clock will be the new standard as well, and of course themes. So yeah, so that's about all I'm going to show with of LinDoz today. Because there's still a lot of work to be done. Out of the gate though, it's really nice. Works very well, very stable. And this is the new hybrid base, the same base that Shift is running on, the same base that Core is running on, the same base that Flash will be running on, and now LinDoz as well. So this is the hybrid base of 2020 that we've been working on, creating, and as you can see, it runs really, really well. And of course, yeah, moving forward, this is going to be LinDoz probably 2021 when I'm done with it. I know it's 2020 right now, but you know, we're getting near to the end of 2020, so I haven't quite decided on version numbers. It's still too early for that. We just labeled it as 2020 for now because it's still 2020. You can expect some transparency, of course, as same as before. I'm going to try and keep things as standard as possible. I don't want to change too much. I know with the themes there's quite a bit of updates because some people are probably going to have to get used to a lot of the new icons, because previously you had a very kind of Windows. You had it almost exactly the Windows icons, and now a lot of that is changing. So I know a lot of guys are going to notice that, especially guys that use LinDoz. But you'll get used to these icons within a few days. And this will be the new standard. This is the new standard going forward, because LinDoz is getting its own identity now. It's not going to be a Windows clone. It's not going to be a typical Linux clone. It's going to be somewhere in the middle. Okay, so that's it. Bridges the gap between Windows and Linux. This build currently has virtually almost nothing installed, so this is a bare bone build. We're still deciding whether we're going to make a bare bone and a full build or just release bare bone. I don't know. It's still too early for that. There's still quite a lot of work to be done yet. But I tell you right now, it's already running really well, really, really well. and it's a great looker, and you know, this clock is just going to make it so much better. Let's switch back to digital. I like the digital clock. So yeah, that's it. I'm just showing you guys that LinDoz is being worked on. All the guys that are messaging me, and I think it's a lot of the guys that use it in companies and stuff, because I had a guy saying, you know, he runs it in his business and, you know, blah blah blah, I don't know what happened, and he needs to know if there's a new LinDoz build. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working. You guys are going to have to be patient. I'm sorry. I know that I took the links down for the old build. If you look around the net, you could probably still find it. But the problem with the old build is the move to Python 3 and the new GTK upgrades. It's really kind of almost breaking the old builds, or I can actually see a point where it's going to break the old builds. And so I'm getting ahead of that. I don't want to still start promoting builds that might be broken in a few months or whatever. I'd rather be working on something that is going to be officially working really well and start phasing out the old builds. Understand? So yeah, that's it. I am sending out builds to you guys. I know this. Now I've got guys emailing me saying, I donated and it didn't direct me to my download. Yeah, I'm sorry, but those are beta builds. It means that if you donate, it doesn't auto redirect you. Once a week, I will send out a build to people that donate. So any of the individual donors that do donate, just be patient. You know, somewhere in the course of the week, I'm going to make a list of everybody that donated that week, and I'm going to send out a build to all those guys. So just be patient. You will get your Beta Core ISO. For the guys that want to get access to the new Beta Core ISO, well, you know, if you throw us a donation, your name will go into the list. If you've missed this week, it will go into next week's list. Anyway, that's it, guys. Keep supporting the project. Thank you for watching. If you have any say about what you see in LinDoz, if you like or dislike anything, you can leave it in the comments. Leave your feedback in the comments below. And yeah, I look very much forward to releasing this when it's ready. You know, even the mouse cursors have changed. I don't know if you've noticed the mouse cursors, but like let's see, what can I open up now that's going to show the mouse cursor, like the actual mouse cursor. Let's go. No, let's go to Open Package Manager. I think that will. There we go. See, even the mouse cursor. I'm not even using the standard Windows mouse cursor. Like everything is pretty much. It's got the whole Windows look, but just enough to make you feel comfortable if you're coming from Windows. You know, apart from that, everything else is pretty much different. Even like look there, even like when I select a corner or something or drag something, you know, it's not standard. It's kind of similar but not standard. Anyway, that's it, guys. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Keep supporting the project. I'm always doing the hard work. I'm putting in hard work, pushing boundaries, making a difference, or trying to make a difference. And yeah, look forward to seeing you guys soon. Cheers.